Guys, I just wanted to take some time, go over some different fantasy mocks I found on Instagram and give them my grades, what I like, what I don't like. There's also sleepers on here. There's different posts. So this is definitely a video you'll want to watch if you have a fantasy football draft upcoming. So guys, let's get right into it. We've got fantasy football breakout candidates, and I actually really like this list. Trey Lance, I love. Guys, there's no need to draft a QB in the 3rd or 4th round. Just wait on either Jalen Hurts in round 7 or round 8, or preferably just wait until round 10, round 11, when you can very easily get Trey Lance, and he should finish as a top 10 QB minimum due to his rushing ability. Travis Etienne, I really like his value as well, especially if you're playing in PPR leagues. Breece Hall, love him. You know, I've seen him go round 3, round 4. He's a potential RB1 who should get around 20 touches. They invested a high round pick into him. Jerry Jeudy, that's my number 1 overall breakout guy. Rashard Bateman is someone I probably don't agree with. I don't know, I don't believe that Lamar Jackson can facilitate a wide receiver number 1, and I just think in those mid rounds, there's so many other options at the wide receiver position that would be better than Bateman, in my opinion. We've got 2022 fantasy bold prediction. Trey Lance will finish as a top 5 fantasy QB. I love that prediction. I believe it, honestly. Trey Lance is going to be crazy. T. Higgins will outscore Jamar Chase in total fantasy points. No chance. Jamar Chase is a beast. Saquon Barkley will bounce back as the RB1. I mean, listen, making any prediction, the most bold thing you can say about Saquon is that he'll play 15 games. I mean, if he plays 15, 16 games, that's a bold statement in and of itself. It's all about the health with Saquon. Allen Robinson bounces back with the Rams and finishes a top 10 wide receiver. Guys, Allen Robinson is someone that's getting very undervalued in leagues, especially if you do the strategy that I normally do. And especially this year where I'll load up like 3 out of the first 4 rounds, I'll take running backs. There's so many receivers in round 5, round 6. Jerry Jeudy, Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin. These are quality receivers. Then you've got rookies like Garrett Wilson, Drake London. Allen Robinson is someone you're going to want to target if you are using that strategy. Travis Kelce outscores every other fantasy tight end by over 50 points. That's a lot. I don't think that's going to happen. Mark Andrews is a really good tight end. He'll probably stay within 50. I mean, it'll be interesting with Kelce and his target share after the loss of Tyreek Hill. You know, Kelce, I've had a few mock drafts in 12-team leagues where I'm getting Kelce at the beginning of the 3rd round. Now, I don't think that's realistic. But the value for Travis Kelce, if you want to go running back round 1, you've got like the last pick of round 2, pick Kelce, running back round 3, and then receiver round 4. I would 100% do something like that. The value for Travis Kelce right now is great. I would draft him over Mark Andrews 100 times out of 100. And I like Mark Andrews, but if you're talking about Travis Kelce versus Mark Andrews with Mahomes back there, give me Travis Kelce. We've got more bold predictions. Mike Evans scores 20 touchdowns and finishes as the fantasy wide receiver 1. Guys, I'm not a fan of Mike Evans at all. I would highly recommend not drafting him. There's a lot of mouths to feed in that Tampa Bay offense. You've got Chris Godwin coming back. Mike Evans also apparently has a training camp hamstring injury. Remember, they signed Russell Gage and also Julio Jones as well. There's far too much going on in that offense to really trust Mike Evans in the 2nd or 3rd round. I'm staying away from him. Dalton Schultz finishes as the fantasy tight end number 1. No chance. Gabriel Davis finishes as a top 15 wide receiver. I'm staying away from Gabriel Davis, guys. Don't like him. With Stephon Diggs there, he's inconsistent. I think everyone's overdrafting him due to his crazy playoff game he had against the Chiefs. I'm staying away from Gabriel Davis. Both Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon finish as top 15 fantasy running backs. Maybe top 25. I could go maybe top 25 fantasy running backs when it comes to that. So this is actually a mock draft that I will grade. And this is a 12-team redraft PPR league. So 12-team, full PPR, and we're going to look right through this. I got to zoom in. So, yeah, guys, this is the mock. I do remember this one. This mock draft, I'll be honest, I would probably give it a D- or an F. Aaron Jones in the first round is a horrible, horrible pick. You're picking a guy that's essentially in a committee in the first round. Now, I know he's not technically in a committee, but this Aaron Jones hype is crazy. Why would I draft Aaron Jones when A.J. Dillon is right there? I understand he's probably going to get more carries, but that Packers offense is going to be worse without Devontae Adams. They're going to get less red zone trips. Why are people obsessed with drafting Aaron Jones? I'm not drafting him in the second round, let alone the first round. And then you're drafting Saquon Barkley at the start of the second round with his injury concerns. Oh my goodness. So the two running backs, not a fan of at all. Third round, he goes Brace Hall. I like that pick. That's where the D-, it's not an F. I give it a D- because the Brace Hall pick was good. Allen Robinson in the fourth round, that seems like a reach. Brandon Cooks, I'm not a fan of that pick. I know people are going to say garbage time with Brandon Cooks, but I think there's better options, just personally. You're relying on Davis Mills. I wouldn't want to do that. And as a starting receiver, garbage time could help you with Brandon Cooks. He's a good player, but I don't know. Kyler Murray, there's no way I'm spending a 6th-round pick on a quarterback when I could just draft Jalen Hurts in round 8 or Trey Lance in round 10. And then you've got Zach Ertz, way overdrafting Zach Ertz. Trey McBride is going to be the starting tight end by the end of the season in Arizona. He's a beast. So, yeah, guys, this draft, they ended up drafting Melvin Gordon kind of as a handcuff. I don't think that's good value at all. I mean, you need an injury to play Melvin Gordon. Allen Lazard is I would not draft Allen Lazard at all. Chase Claypool, I mean, all right, round 10. I can't hate on that. I mean, I don't understand the reason for drafting Deshaun Watson if you've got Kyler Murray. Now, if you take a Trey Lance, there's a little bit more of a risk there, and then you want to take Watson, to kind of mitigate the overall risk of a first-year quarterback. I could understand that, but you took Kyler Murray with a 6th-round pick. Why, in the 11th round, why are you drafting another quarterback? I don't understand it. Mark Ingram, that's a waste of a pick. Mark Ingram should be on the waiver wire. Actually, you know what? I don't know how many games Kamara's get, but I'm not interested in Mark Ingram, man. He's too old. David Njoku, that's not a bad pick. And then KJ Osborne, I'm staying away from him. I would much rather take a high upside rookie like Jameson Williams, like David Bell, than KJ Osborne, who's going to be nothing more than a wide receiver number 3 in that offense. So, guys, yeah, I'd say this is probably an F. It's a real bad draft. That is a real bad draft. This is actually a really interesting post. The Sadest Downfalls. The one person, where is Zeke? Where is Zeke Elliott? But you can see this. This was funny because obviously we know Todd Gurley. Andrew Luck just retired. Alex Smith, I don't think Alex Smith really had much of a downfall. I mean, he had that bad injury, but he was already kind of washed. Dorial Green-Beckham, he was never a star. I mean, how does DGB have a downfall when he was never a star in the first place? Henry Ruggs, I mean, I guess. That's pretty extreme. Josh Gordon, yeah, Josh Gordon should probably be like number 2 on this list. Weed just basically cost him his career. RG3 should probably be number 1. I would probably put RG3 number 1, Josh Gordon number 2, Todd Gurley number 3. Shazier, Aaron Hernandez, Justin Blackmon should be top 5. Deshaun Watson is coming back. You can't call him a down. Darius Geis, yeah, he has major off-the-field problems. I remember Darius Geis in college at LSU. People thought he was going to be a first-round pick. Ray Rice, he should probably be top 10. Trent Richardson. The Browns literally trade Trent Richardson for a first-round pick, and Trent Richardson basically becomes unplayable on Indianapolis. I remember that because I'm a Browns fan. That was crazy, and people hated that trade. Could you imagine trading a first-round pick for a running back? I mean, the Browns drafted Trent Richardson 3rd overall. Unbelievable. But guys, this is very important for your fantasy draft if you've got it coming up. Training camp winners. Hype from training camp. Elijah Moore, possession receiver. I love Garrett Wilson, so it's tough for me to like Elijah Moore as well, but that's interesting. He's getting hype. Travis Etienne, amazing choice in round 4, round 5. I don't know about round 4. Depends what your league size is. Drake London, I love Drake London. A.J. Brown, I don't love that fit. I would not draft him. Saquon Barkley, He's got to stay healthy. I mean, it's a risk with Saquon. Allen Robinson, solid player. Brandon Ayuk, love it. I love Brandon Ayuk to go along with my Trey Lance hype. George Pickens is a beast, but I don't see how he fits in with that offense. They've already got Claypool and Deontay Johnson. It's going to be tough for him to get targets. Gabriel Davis, no thanks. Trey Lance, my man crush. I love James Cook too. Yeah, there's another one right there. James Cook late in the drafts. Take him. Yeah, he's doing crazy things. Devontae Parker, not interested. Michael Thomas, if he's healthy, great value. If he's healthy. DJ Chark, I've heard good things about DJ Chark, but I'm not interested. Rashard Bateman, I'm not interested. Sky Moore, he's like a deep threat. He's not going to be a possession receiver, so I don't really like that. So this is another mock draft. This is a 12-team PPR, drafting 10th overall, and he does pick Najee Harris 10th overall. So I like that pick. That's a very good pick. He goes on to take I don't know what these people have taken Aaron Jones. He takes Aaron Jones. I do like back-to-back running backs, and it's not like Aaron Jones is going to be a bust, but I just think there's better options than that. And then he goes on round 3, ETN late in round 3. So back-to-back-to-back running backs. I like that. I personally do like it. At round 4, he ends up picking Brees. Okay, so this is a double flex league, and he took a running back with the first 4 picks. That's great value for Brees Hall in round 4, though. Holy crap. Allen Robinson, I don't mind it. Cortland Sutton. I mean, if you're picking Cortland Sutton over Jerry Jeudy, I've got an issue with that. I don't know if Jerry Jeudy was remaining. Dalton Schultz, I don't hate the Dalton. Dalton Schultz is going to get a lot of targets, I will tell you that much, because they do not have anyone other than CeeDee Lamb in that offense. And then I would just rather have Trey Lance over Matthew Stafford straight up. I think he's going to outperform him because of his rushing ability. And then his bench, Hunter Renfrow, I would not draft Hunter Renfrow in round 8. I would not draft Russell Gage in round 9. I would not draft J.D. McKissick. When do you play J.D. McKissick? Even if Antonio Gibson gets hurt, the only time J.D. McKissick is going to be valuable is if you get lucky with a game script where the Commanders are down 24-0 early second quarter and McKissick gets 8, short catches because he's going to be in the game because they're going to be throwing the ball. I do not view J.D. McKissick as a viable option. He's never going to be a starting running back. He's a scat back. So I'm just not picking him. I love the Alexander Mattison pickup, guys. Alexander Mattison, you need an injury. You do need an injury, but he is up. If he plays, if Dalvin Cook gets hurt, you win the lottery. I would probably give this draft, it's tough to judge because it's a double flex, but probably like a D+, honestly. I like the Najee Harris pick. The receivers are weak. Dalton Schultz, it's not bad. Round 7 for Dalton Schultz isn't bad, but the bench is just a completely... And then Jamison Crowder is a terrible pick as well. If you're going to pick a slot receiver from Buffalo, pick Isaiah McKenzie, not Jamison Crowder. So that's just not great. Draft decision. Which wide receiver are you taking? Guys, it's not even a question. Jerry Jeudy, we're looking at 1,200, maybe 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. It's an absolute breakout guaranteed. He finally has a quarterback in the NFL. He was a beast at Alabama, and then he had to deal with Drew Lock. Draft Jerry Jeudy in the 5th round whenever you can get him. Not even close between Gabriel Davis and Allen Robinson for me. This is the top overvalued players according to somebody. Cam Akers. No, I love Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers comes back strong from his injury. Javonte Williams. So I understand the thought process here because Melvin Gordon is still in that backfield, and that's a disturbing thought. It really is. But I actually like Javonte Williams. They've been saying he's going to get 70% of the snaps. So, but I see what they're saying with Melvin Gordon still being there. Antonio Gibson, I agree 100%. I'm not drafting him at all. Mike Williams, I'm not drafting. James Conner, number 1 bust. Completely agree. Amon-Ra, I love Amon-Ra. I disagree with this. Amon-Ra is going to be really good. A.J. Brown, I agree. I'm staying away from A.J. Brown. Trey Lance. How is Trey Lance overvalued? He's going in round 10. Come on. Damian Harris, yeah, I'm staying away from Damian Harris with that Belichick offense. And then Jalen Hurts, I disagree with that. I think Jalen Hurts, due to his rushing ability, is a great value for round 8 or round 9. And then undervalued, underrated players, Nick Chubb, I mean, he's still going in the second round. I don't know how undervalued you can be. The other problem with Chubb, he just doesn't get a lot of catches. That's the one thing. ETN, yeah, I like ETN. Stevenson, I mean, you need an injury. You need Saquon. We understand why Saquon is valued where he is. It's because of the injuries. Then Rashard Bateman, I don't think he's undervalued. Kadarius Toney, who knows what you're going to get. I'm staying away from him. J.K. Dobbins, yeah, J.K. Dobbins, I love J.K. Dobbins. I will say that. A.J. Dillon, guys, A.J. Dillon, you need an injury to Aaron Jones, but if you get an injury and you're drafting A.J. Dillon in round 7, what a steal. Oh, I agree completely with Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker is drafted in basically every one of my leagues. It is an absolute essential. He will be starting by week 9 in Seattle when they tank. And then Romeo Dubes, I love that pick as well, late. People keep taking like Alan Lazard in round 9. No, take this kid in round 13. It's such a better pick. Top QBs and tight ends to avoid. Mark Andrews in round 2. I agree with that. Kyle Pitts in round 3. I agree with that completely. Patrick Mahomes is going in round 4, but no, I would not draft Patrick Mahomes either. Burrow's going in like round 10. I don't know what ADPs they're looking at. TJ Hawkinson has been going in round 7. Dalton Schultz, round 6. Yeah, I'm not drafting Schultz. So these ADPs are not correct. At least from what I've seen. I don't see a single draft where Joe Burrow goes in the 5th round. So guys, that is going to do it for this video. Just wanted to react to some drafts, go over some different things with fantasy football for 2022. But guys, make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.